When systems fail overnight and help never comes, what do you do first? This guide reveals the moves that separate survivors from victims when order disappears completely, everywhere, fast, forever. Collapse doesn't announce itself. There's no moment where everything suddenly shuts down. Instead, things start feeling slightly wrong. A delay here. There is a shortage there. Small problems that are easy to ignore. A payment takes longer than usual. A store limits certain items. A service that always worked suddenly doesn't. Most people notice these changes but explain them away. They assume it's temporary because it always has been before. That instinct is dangerous. Modern systems are fragile because they're interconnected. When one part slows down, pressure builds everywhere else. And once that pressure crosses a limit, failures cascade fast. This early phase matters more than people realize. Society is still calm enough to move without attention. Stores aren't empty yet. Roads aren't packed. People aren't desperate. The biggest mistake is waiting for official confirmation. By the time authorities admit something is wrong, the window for easy choices is already closed. Survival doesn't start when chaos is obvious. It starts when you notice patterns changing and decide not to ignore them. Once disruption becomes public, behavior shifts quickly. People rush to stores, fuel stations, and banks. Shelves empty faster than they can be restocked. Misinformation spreads faster than facts. This phase isn't about strength or bravery. It's about positioning. People who prepared early don't need to rush. They don't need to compete. They stay off the roads and out of crowds while others panic. Those who waited too long suddenly feel urgency. That urgency leads to bad decisions. Driving through congestion, arguing over supplies, advertising fear and scarcity without realizing it. The safest move during this window is often staying put and staying quiet. Movement should be intentional, not reactive. Every unnecessary trip increases exposure. Once the first 72 hours pass, survival becomes louder, riskier, and more unpredictable. The people who planned ahead are already ahead. Everyone else is reacting. Most people imagine survival as running away. A remote place, a long drive, somewhere far from people. That idea feels good, but it's usually wrong. Shelter isn't about distance. It's about control. A good shelter lets you manage access, reduce visibility, and stay put without attracting attention. Leaving without a clear plan creates risk. Roads clog. Fuel runs out. Encounters with desperate people increase. What starts as escape often turns into exposure. A familiar location is usually safer than an unknown one. Knowing the layout, entry points, and surroundings matters more than being far away. Staying only works if preparation happened earlier. Reinforced doors, reduced noise, limited visibility, a plan for emergencies. Showing up unplanned at someone else's location is also dangerous. During collapse, generosity shrinks fast. People protect what they have. Shelter decisions are made before crisis hits. Once chaos starts, options disappear quickly. Food gets attention, but water decides outcomes. Without it, strength fades, thinking slows, and mistakes multiply. Modern water systems depend on power, chemicals, and people showing up to work. When any part fails, clean water becomes unreliable fast. Dehydration doesn't feel dramatic at first. It quietly increases stress and confusion. That leads to poor decisions and unnecessary risks. Bottled water helps, but it's not enough long term. It runs out, draws attention, and creates dependency. The real advantage is independence. Being able to collect and purify water quietly removes urgency. No lines, no crowds, no exposure. During collapse, water becomes a form of currency. People trade valuables for it. Conflicts start over it. Those without it are forced into dangerous situations. Those who planned for water stay calm, while others panic. Hunger changes people quickly. When food becomes uncertain, patience disappears and reasoning suffers. Collapsing food isn't about comfort. It's about calories, shelf life, and simplicity. Food that requires little water and minimal preparation keeps the body stable and the mind clear. Consistent eating matters more than large meals. Regular intake prevents emotional crashes that lead to bad decisions. People who didn't plan food live in constant stress. Every meal becomes a problem to solve. That stress compounds daily. Food scarcity also creates attention. Smells travel, sounds travel. Visible abundance attracts risk. Those who survive eat quietly, ration carefully, and avoid signaling what they have. When hunger is controlled, judgment improves. When hunger takes over, survival becomes reactive. Security during collapse isn't about looking dangerous. It's about looking inconvenient. Most threats are opportunistic. People test boundaries and look for easy targets. They move on when something feels uncertain or effort-heavy. Visibility increases risk. Excessive lighting, noise, or movement signals resources. Simple measures matter. Controlled entry points. Reduced nighttime visibility. Awareness of surroundings. Awareness beats aggression. Knowing what's normal makes changes stand out early. Overt displays of force often backfire. They invite challenges and escalate situations unnecessarily. Quiet preparedness discourages probing. And if this way of thinking makes sense, subscribe. This channel focuses on preparation, not panic. Long-term survival isn't a solo effort. Skills, labor, and support multiply effectiveness. That doesn't mean everyone. The community must be selective. Shared values and reliability matter more than numbers. Trust is built before a crisis, not during it. People who prepare together function better under stress. They divide tasks, communicate clearly, and support each other. One person with medical knowledge changes outcomes. One person who can repair systems extends sustainability. Ego destroys groups. Refusing help or trying to control everything leads to collapse from within. At the same time, blind trust invites exploitation. Balance matters. Isolation leads to burnout. Injury or illness without support ends survival quickly. Functional teams last longer than lone survivors. When systems fail, information fragments. Official updates lag. Social media amplifies fear. Rumors spread unchecked. Too much information creates paralysis. Every update feels urgent. Every claim demands reaction. The goal isn't to know everything, it's to notice patterns. Movement changes. Supply disruptions. Behavior shifts. Quiet signals matter more than loud headlines. The loudest voices usually benefit from attention. Fear and certainty both sell. Observing without reacting preserves energy and clarity. Acting only when necessary reduces risk. Bad information can be as dangerous as no information at all. Plans fail. Conditions change. What remains is mindset. Survival isn't about being fearless. It's about staying deliberate under stress. Impulsivity creates problems. Patience conserves resources. Calm spreads faster than panic. People who survive accept discomfort without spiraling. They adapt instead of clinging to old expectations. They rest when possible. Eat before hunger hits. Think before reacting. Collapse rewards self-control more than strength. The hardest adjustment is accepting that recovery may not be quick. Some systems take months or years to rebuild. Some never return the same way. Waiting for rescue creates dependency. Hope becomes dangerous when it replaces action. Those who adapt early build new routines and new expectations. Letting go of how things were allows progress. Clinging to it prolongs suffering. Survival isn't about waiting, it's about adjusting. Drop your answer in the comments. And if you're ready to go deeper, the next video breaks down the most common prepper mistakes and why they fail when it matters most.